plots. So this is something that you've definitely seen before, and now we're going to try to apply that information and use the calculator to also help us out. The box plot below summarizes the data for the amount of snowfall in inches during the winter of 2021 for 12 locations in Western New York. Okay, what is the interquartile range? So remember, IQR is short for interquartile range, and we get that by taking quartile 3 and subtracting quartile 1. So as a little bit of a backup, okay, I'm going to just zoom in here. This first line represents the minimum, which means the last line here is going to be your maximum. In the middle is your median, and then that leaves quartile 1 and quartile 3, and median is also known as quartile 2. So just a little bit of a backup review. Hopefully you remember that. So now what I want to do is identify my Q3 and my Q1 values. So my quartile 3 lands at the mark in between 100 and 120, which is 110. And the quartile 1 lands at the mark that's at 60. So 110 minus 60 is 50. All right. Next example wants to know which of the box plots represents the data that's given. So what I need to do is I need to find that min, quartile 1, median, quartile 3, and max values. And the way we're going to do that is by doing our one variable statistics. I'm going to edit the numbers that are in there, and I'm going to delete anything that you might see. Okay, so make sure you go all the way to the top, clear, enter to get rid of it. Now we input the values, 76, 70, 72, 70, 69, 71, 78, and 74. Okay, so make sure that all the numbers are in there accurately. Unfortunately, one small mistake, and you'll get a different answer. Okay, so I'm going to go stat, scroll to the right, and choose the option number 1 for one variable statistics. And press enter one more time. Okay, you're going to have to scroll down. Mine is just appearing here, but my minimum is 69. My quartile 1 is 70. My median is 71.5. My quartile 3 is 75. My maximum is 78. So it's really nice. The calculator does all that for you. Now we have to apply and figure out which one is correct. So I can eliminate choices 1 and 2 simply because the minimum is showing 65. And we need our minimum to be at 69. Okay. As you can see, the difference between choices 3 and 4 is only where your median is located. Okay, our median has to be 71.5, and I want you to really look carefully at where this one is landing versus where this one is landing. And hopefully you are able to recognize that it is choice 3, 71.5, because this next one here is at 72.5. So really, really similar choices. You have to be super accurate when you're looking at the number line. All right, next example, the data set. They give you numbers, represents the number of books purchased by the 9 book club members in a year. Construct a box plot for these data on the number line below. So remember, dot plot is where you put the dots. Box plot is where you're making the shape. And this is just an estimate, but this is what the shape of your box plot should look like, okay? So we're gonna go in, we're gonna input our data values, and we wanna get all 5 values that we need. So I'm going to put in 20, 36, 52, 56, 24, 16, 40, 4, and 28. Okay, I'm going to do scrolling to the right, get our value, press enter. Again, you're going to need to scroll down to get your numbers. Mine are showing up right here, and we're going to write them, okay? Just write them all down. Minimum, Q1, our median, our Q3, and our maximum. Now what we need to do is look at the number line and see what we're counting by, because you can see 20, 40, 60, so we have to figure out what the scale is going to be, okay? So hopefully you'll notice that we can't be counting by 5s. We can't be counting by 2s. We are actually counting by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. 44, 48, 52, 56, 60. Okay, so we're filling in all those tick marks because it's really easy to make a mistake and we don't want to do that. Okay, now I'm going to take my 5 values and I'm going to put a dot above or a line. I have seen them where you could put a line through both sides, but I like to start with dots. Okay, so I'm going to do 4. Now 18 is going to be in between 16 and 20. Okay, so be really accurate. 28, there's a mark for 28. 46, there's no mark for, that's in between 44 and 48. And then 56. Okay, so we're being super accurate, putting those 5 dots, and now is where I make my shape. So I put a line through the middle 3. I connect the top, and I connect the bottom. And now I'm gonna make my connections on the outside. So that's showing me where all 5 of those values are. All right. And our last 2 examples are just actually asking us for the 3rd quartile. So it's important you remember minimum, Q1, Q2, Q3, maximum. Okay, so that quartile 3 value is here, which is at 60. And same thing for the last question, ironically, what is the value of the 3rd quartile? So this one's a little bit more tricky because you have to be able to identify what those missing tick marks are. Okay, if it's 32 to 38, that means we're counting by 2s. So 34, 36, 38, which leaves us with choice 3. So being really accurate with your tick marks, making sure you're counting by the correct skip counting values will really help to ensure success on this.